This is Stick. He's on the beach enjoying the sun when a very official notice washes up at his feet. The surface is closing. Everybody downstairs.
Rising seas, brutal heat, no dry land left to spare. Humanity's landlord is done with us, and the only real estate left is down there.
2/3 of the whole planet is ocean, and we've barely touched it. So the plan, they say, is simple. We all move to the bottom of the sea.
So what if we actually had to? Could humans really relocate into deep-sea cities? Let's follow Stick all the way down, honestly.
First, the scale of the place. The ocean covers 71% of Earth, and it is deep. The average seafloor sits about 3.5 kilometers down.
And we've explored almost none of it. We have better maps of Mars than of our own seabed. Most of the deep ocean, no human has ever seen.
Stick pictures a cozy glass city with friendly fish waving at the windows. Cute. The real deep sea has very different plans for him.
Because the ocean isn't empty space you just move into. It's a place that is actively, constantly trying to kill you in 3 ways.
Killer number 1, pressure. For every 10 meters you go down, the weight of the water piles another whole atmosphere on top of you.
At 1,000 meters down, that's about 100 atmospheres, 100 times the pressure you feel right now. On the average seafloor, closer to 370. That's like parking a small car on every square inch of you. Unprotected, a human doesn't get crushed slowly. It happens all at once. So, a deep-sea city can't ever just let the ocean in. Every single wall has to hold back a crush that never, ever lets up. Day and night. Forever.
Killer number 2, there is no sun down there. Sunlight only reaches the top 200 meters or so. Below that, it just fades to black.
Past 1,000 meters is what scientists call the midnight zone. Permanent, total darkness. No sunrise, no sunset. Light has never touched it. And it is cold. Below the sunlit layer, the entire deep ocean sits at around 4 degrees Celsius, just above freezing. Everywhere, all the time. So Stick's new neighborhood is pitch black, near freezing, and under enough pressure to flatten a submarine. Lovely. What's the third one?
Killer number 3, the obvious one. There is nothing to breathe. It's water. And Stick is, unfortunately, not a fish.
So a deep-sea city has to manufacture its own air, splitting water to pull the oxygen out and constantly scrubbing away the carbon dioxide people breathe out. Sounds like science fiction. It isn't. Submarines and the space station already do exactly this for months at a time. That tech is real and it works.
So crushing, freezing, dark, and airless, Stick is starting to really miss the beach. But could you actually build something to beat all of that?
Turns out, yes. The trick is to keep the inside at normal, comfortable 1 atmosphere pressure, sealed inside a hole strong enough to hold the whole ocean out.
It's basically a submarine that never leaves, and the best shape to resist a crush coming from every direction isn't a cube or even a dome. It's a sphere.
So picture pressure spheres, linked by tunnels, wrapped in thick steel and titanium. The windows would be solid blocks of acrylic, tens of centimeters thick. The catch, the deeper you build, the thicker and heavier everything has to get. Shallow is cheap and roomy. Deep is a bank vault you have to live inside. And here's a small bonus. Concrete actually cures stronger underwater. The ocean fights you at every turn, but a few of its rules are quietly on your side. There's a second option, and it sounds wild. Don't fight the pressure at all. Match it. Let your body live at the ocean's own pressure, like a deep-sea diver. We actually do this already. Saturation divers live for weeks under pressure, breathing helium instead of nitrogen so the gas doesn't poison them. But there's a hard ceiling. Past a few hundred meters, the pressure makes human bodies shake and misfire. and just coming back up safely takes days of slow decompression.
So, living at ocean pressure works for a small work crew, briefly. For a whole city on the deep seafloor, the sealed sphere wins.
Next problem, power. No sun means no solar panels. But the deep sea has its own furnace built into the floor, hydrothermal vents. These are cracks in the seafloor where the planet's own heat pours straight out, superheated and packed with minerals. Free geothermal energy right there.
You can also tap the temperature gap between warmer shallow water and the cold deep, and if all else fails, there's always a compact reactor.
So, the city could run entirely off the Earth's own heat. Stick nods, genuinely impressed. Now, the part he actually cares about. Dinner. On the surface, all food traces back to sunlight. Plants catch it, and everything else eats the plants. Down in the dark, that entire chain is missing. So option 1, bring the sun down with you. Sealed farms under artificial light, growing real crops plus big tanks of farmed fish. A city-sized greenhouse. Option 2 is stranger and completely real. Around those vents, entire ecosystems live with no sun at all. Bacteria that eat chemicals instead of light. It's called chemosynthesis. Giant tube worms, crabs, whole thriving food webs living in total darkness on the planet's raw chemistry. Life already figured out how to eat without the sun. So a deep city could feed itself 2 ways. Fake the sunlight in a farm or borrow the vent's sunless trick. Food mostly solved. So we can build the box. The harder question is what living inside it does to the person. Start with the body, because it was built for a surface just left. Your skin makes vitamin D out of sunlight. With no sun, you have to swallow it instead, forever, or your bones quietly start to weaken. Worse, your whole body clock runs on daylight. With no dawn to reset it, your sleep, your mood, and your hormones all start drifting out of sync. You can fake it. Bright lamps on a schedule, a machine-made sunrise on the wall. But your biology keeps quietly asking for a real sun that isn't coming. Then the mind. And we already know a lot about this, from submarine crews and from researchers who winter over in the dark of Antarctica. Sealed in, no daylight, the same faces, the same walls, and no horizon to rest your eyes on. It wears people down. Sleep frays, tempers get short. There's even a condition polar crews describe, a foggy, checked-out 1,000-yard stare they call the long eye, the mind quietly running low on power. What helps is exactly what helped our last person stick, a solid routine, work that genuinely matters, and other people to share the dark with. It is survivable. Humans are stubborn like that. But notice how much heavy lifting the word survivable is doing in that sentence. Now give it a generation. Stick's grandkids are born down here, and to them, this isn't exile at all. It's simply home. They think in pressure and depth the way we think in streets and blocks. The glowing dark outside the window is just normal, comforting even. And the surface, the sun, the wind, and open sky, that's just a story Grandpa tells. A bright, dangerous place the family had to leave long ago. Humans are astonishingly good at making anywhere into normal, which is the exact moment Stick notices the one catch nobody had mentioned. Because building deep is brutally expensive, and it gets more expensive the deeper you go. So, of course, not everyone ends up living at the same depth. The shallow cities, warmer, lighter, safer, with a little real daylight still filtering down, go to whoever can afford them first. Everyone else gets pushed deeper, into the colder, blacker, higher pressure trenches, in cheaper, riskier shells. Your bank balance quietly becomes your depth. And the ultimate luxury item, a window near the very top, a place the actual sun can still faintly reach. Real daylight becomes the most expensive thing there is. We didn't escape the surface's oldest problem after all. We just stood it on its end and sank it.
Push it to the logical extreme. Generations in, the richest live way up in the bright shallows, gazing up at a shimmer of daylight they personally own.
And the poorest live kilometers below them in the crushing dark, many having never once seen the real sun with their own eyes.
Same species, same ocean, split by nothing more than how many kilometers of water happen to be stacked on top of your roof. Stick drifts between the layers and realizes the deep sea didn't fix humanity at all. It just handed us a taller ladder to sort each other on.
So, could we really relocate to deep-sea cities? Technically, honestly, kind of yes. We could build them, power them, and feed them.
The ocean is crushing, dark, and freezing, but every single one of those is, in the end, an engineering problem. And we are annoyingly good at engineering problems.
The part that doesn't solve is us. We are solar animals. Our bones, our sleep, our moods are all quietly tuned to a star we'd be spending our lives hiding from. You could absolutely live down there. A whole generation could call it home. But something quiet and deeply human would be running on backup power the entire time. The deep sea was never really ours to move into. We can visit it, we can even stay a while, but we'd always be guests in a place that never wanted us there.
So maybe the smartest way to never need a deep-sea city is to just not wreck the one address we've already got that comes with a free sun.
Stick peers up through kilometers of black water at one tiny, faint smudge of light and decides he would very much like to go back to the beach now. He can't, but you still can, so go stand in the sun for a minute. It is the single rarest luxury in this entire episode, and right now, it's free. Stick life. Next time, what if the sun went out for good?